Right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back for another week of week 4, I think, of In the Kitchen with WorkWell NYC. My name is Marissa, and I'm from WorkWell NYC, and we are so excited to be partnering again with Karen and Fiona and the team at Beautifully Fed Foods. I hope by now everyone knows who WorkWell is, but we are the city's workplace wellness program, and we are here to help you eat well and move more and be well and take action to just be your healthiest self in all ways. And I just also want to say that we are recording this session, and we encourage you to share, whether it's showing us what you're making or sharing what you've heard, what you're learning, what you're anything about the foods we're making or any topics that come up. But I do just want to say that, everyone's views are their own, and, just be aware that we're recording, and we will be sharing the videos back at the end of the series. So if you missed anything or you want to go back, or, you don't remember the onion cutting technique, it'll all be there for you. So thanks for joining us. And I'm going to kick it over, I guess, to Karen and Fiona to take us through.
Fantastic. Sounds great. Thanks so much, Marissa. Hi, everybody. So glad to be here with you all again. I want us to get straight to the cooking. I know you all do too, so I'll make this brief. I'm Karen Joseph Sherfeast, for those who are new to me, and I'm one of the worker owners in Beautifully Fed Food. And Fiona and I are partners in the work. There are 8 of us in total, all women of color, all committed to eliminating health disparities through food, one delicious bite at a time, because we know too well that if the food doesn't taste good, it doesn't even matter how healthy it is. So we are committed to making delicious foods with you in community, and all our foods tend to be plant-based. We big up whole foods, whole grains, and in really new inventive ways, and bringing in our culture and flavors that we love whenever we can. So I'll let Fiona tell you a little bit about herself, and then we'll get straight to cooking. Sounds good?
Sounds great. Hey, everybody. So I've already shared a little bit that I'm a fitness instructor who apparently doesn't like to get dressed up like Karen does. I do from time to time, but I also like to be comfy. I also like to have really good food that's not too difficult to make, because we all have so much going on, right? So we love delicious foods that are not that difficult to make, that really nourish our bodies. And so we are going to do that again today. So we're making cauliflower chickpea tacos. And this is my first time making this recipe, because Karen typically delivers this particular class, but I'm stepping in today. So I'm super excited to actually make this for the first time with all of you. So yay, but I think that we're ready to dive in and get started. Okay, so this is an amazing meal to me, because I love foods or recipes that have a lot of colors. And so you can see on my counter here, we've got the purple, the red, the orange, the green, the everything. So I am so excited about how nutritious this meal is going to be, because, you can talk about macronutrients and micronutrients and all this stuff, or you can keep it really simple and make sure that your plate has a lot of different colors, because those colors represent different nutrients. So, I mean, that is such a basic concept, but it really does hold true that as long as you're making sure that you've got those colors, that you're doing something really good for your body. So let us get started. I've already preheated my oven to 400 degrees. And I'm hot, so I may need to open the window, but make sure that your oven is preheated so that we'll be ready to roast our chickpeas and cauliflower. The other thing that I think is really fun about this recipe, Jeanette, you mentioned cooking with your kids. I think this is a great one to actually do with your kids, because while I've already chopped up my cauliflower here, and I'm jumping ahead just a little bit from what we have in the recipe, but that's okay. Cauliflower is so much fun to have your kids help you with, because you don't necessarily need to, you can cut it in half if you want, but once you do that, your kids can help you just like pluck these little flowers right off of the cauliflower, and then they can help you pull it apart even more to get it into small pieces. So this is a really, really great kid-friendly recipe. Alrighty, so your oven is preheated. Let's start whisking together our seasonings for this recipe. I already have in my bowl here a tablespoon of water, a tablespoon of avocado oil, as well as a tablespoon of lime juice. And for the most part, if you squeeze half of a lime, that should give you about a tablespoon. I have this little handy thing here, which you know, Karen's got her favorite citrus squeezer. I like this one because when I'm, you know, when I want to be particularly precise, I can squeeze and then there are little markings on here to tell me exactly how much I have. So if you are ever interested in being very precise, that is a great little tool in the kitchen. So I have all of my liquids in here. I also have my 2 teaspoons of chili, and then a teaspoon of ground cumin. By the way, does everybody have the recipe? Because I think we've shared the link, and if you don't have it, Karen can reshare.
I can reshare.
Okay, so, and by the way, I didn't have enough chili, so I subbed 1 tablespoon of regular chili for chipotle chili, which I love. I think I mentioned this last week too. I love the smokiness that you get from chipotle, so I am using that.
So yum. So yum.
Okay, so I've got that in there. I also have a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and my salt. And I'm putting that into here. And apparently I thought I was going to use my hands today because I didn't bring out a whisk. So I'm going to grab a whisk.
I posted the wrong. Esther was asking for the chili recipe because she was excited to hear that we didn't. She couldn't make it last week. And so Marissa put it in the chat, and I wanted to put the recipe for tonight in the chat, and instead I reposted the chili recipe. Sorry, people. Here is the taco recipe. Now you have both recipes. Okay.
Oh, good. Goodness gracious. Alrighty, so I am just whisking together my liquids along with all of my spices here.
This is what you're going to marinate the cauliflower and the chickpeas with, right?
Exactly.
Yay. Who else is cooking with us today? Esther is. Kenya, you're cooking? Yay. I couldn't tell with all the greenery behind you. But woohoo.
Awesome.
Lori and her mom is. Ava is. Ava, was your question, you didn't get to ask it out loud, but is that what you put into the chat? Which wasn't really a question. You just wanted to say that your kids, you wish your kids would eat different foods?
Yeah, I pressed I was trying to get to the chat, but I pressed the raise hand by mistake.
Oh, it looks like H is back with us too. Hey H, you're not on camera today, but good to see you. Alrighty, so I have my blend here. I have already washed, I drained and rinsed my chickpeas, and we do that because oftentimes when you get chickpeas in the can, there's extra salt added. And even though we add salt to the recipe, we control how much we add. So that's why we rinse it, because it may seem counterintuitive, like, well, why am I rinsing off the salt just to add it back? And that's because you're in control when you're the one actually adding the salt versus, you know, how much ever the manufacturers decided to add. So I already drained and rinsed my chickpeas, and then I already have my bite-sized pieces of cauliflower.
Ooh la la.
So let's check in. Where are you all with your prepping? Do you already have your cauliflower in bite-sized pieces? Want to make sure we're all together before I move forward.
Shauna, how's it going in your kitchen? And Ava, talk to us.
Hi.
Hi.
I have frozen cauliflower florets that I defrosted, so I hope that works.
Perfect. Perfect. Great.
Beautiful.
All right.
I just chopped the peppers right now. I didn't do the cauliflower. I'm about to do that.
Oh yeah, if you can actually do your cauliflower first, because we want to get that into the oven. So let me grab a spoon.
Cool. Awesome.
Yay. So I have my oil, my lime, a little bit of water, as well as my spices, and it's already smelling so good.
Right. Cynthia, how are you doing in your kitchen?
Great. I'm starting the green sauce.
Oh, you're starting the green sauce. Wow, you're ahead.
She said she was prepping ahead. You want to get,
so you are ready. Is your chickpea cauliflower mixture already in the oven, Cynthia?
Yes, yes. I just put it in
Beautiful.
now and I timed it for 20 minutes.
Nice.
So,
Yep.
as like I said, I didn't want to fall behind and miss the last few minutes. So I tried to.
Amazing. I love the
Awesome.
dedication.
That's so cool.
Wait, so I have a question. So we're putting the
that?
cauliflower. Oh, Jeanette.
Hey, Jeanette, where you at?
Hey.
Okay, go.
We're putting the cauliflower in the oven first before marinating it.
No. So once you have your mixture, you're going to add your chickpeas and your cauliflower into the bowl.
Oh, okay.
Make sure that it's really well covered. It looks like I may need to add a little more water, just a little bit, because I know we don't want it to be too wet because we want it to be crunchy, right? But I may need to add a little more water to this just to make sure that all of my pieces are coated, because you want to make sure that every single bite will have that's absolutely delicious.
Exactly, deliciousness. And if y'all want a real crunch and you happen to have an air fryer gadget at home, it's not something that I have, but I've been hearing more and more about it. And I think this would be a really great recipe to put into the air fryer to get that real crunch. You're not going to get a full crunch like you'd get in the oven with this one because it's not battered, but you'll have the experience. Of something. It'll be delicious.
I'm also curious, how many of you use the setting on the oven? It is the roast. Setting? Do you use the roast setting in your oven? And also conventional or convection roast? Because that circulates air in the oven. If you have that setting, try it tonight. If it's not something you've used before, give it a try and see how that comes out.
That's true.
I think I'm going to do that, as a matter of fact. So
ooh, your oven's fancy.
To roast.
Mine just says roast and broil.
Great. Because I think that is similar to the air fryer concept, because it's all about air, right? The
air circulating around it. Yeah.
So if you happen to have that setting on your oven,
do that. That's so smart. You're so smart. How are you and your mom doing, Lori? What's happening in your kitchen? Can we come say hi?
She was
say hi.
So quotable, right, with the she just said something like, oh, well, that's useful, because I showed her how to cut the onion like cut it in half. Wait a minute, this way.
Look at that.
Each one teach one,
right?
Together, and then cutting it the other way. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. That's what
Lori's
we're all about.
Mom, what's your name? I don't want to keep calling you Lori's mom.
Phyllis.
Phyllis?
Phyllis.
Great.
Hey, Phyllis.
I'm so excited that you learned that new technique and that you will find it to be helpful.
That is dope.
Lori was amazing last week, volunteering to demo. So thank you for that, Lori.
Yeah, man. Each one teach one. Cool.
Okay, so I'm going to try to catch up with you all, because it seems as though you are really well prepared tonight. So my mixture is all good. I'll also show it to you on this camera here. Let's see. Right. So I am now going to lay this out on some.
Someone wanted us to repeat the onion tip. Gray wants you to repeat the thing with the onion. Are you going to be cutting an onion at any point today, Fiona, so you could show them?
We're not cutting an
onion today,
but you just got to keep coming back, That's the thing.
And it's in the chili recipe video. We sent the recipe video. We sent you the link to the recipe. You can get Marissa, can you share the link to the video from prior classes here too for folks that want to see? Because the onion tip was in the last video. But essentially, we could tell you this, Gray, and anybody else who's curious. The idea is to cut the onion through the root of it, so you keep the root intact, and then you're just cutting from the root to the. Anyways, watch the video. I'm not the best at explaining. Watch the video. It'll be fun, and we'll do it again, like Fiona says. We'll keep coming back.
To make sure I have an even layer, and as much as I can spread.
Ooh, look at that!
Also contributes to helping things to crisp. If there's enough space. I mean, this isn't quite there because it's a pan, but to the best that you can, an even layer. And
it's one layer. That makes all the difference.
Yeah, it really does. That helps things to get a little crisper.
Yum.
Oh my gosh, the little scientist in me, which is, I don't even know where, my scientist only comes out in the kitchen. I'll tell you this. So,
I love it.
because otherwise I'm like, not so much. But okay. I want to cook half of it on that convection roast, and then I want to just bake half of it and see how that turns out.
Difference? Do it.
I'm gonna try that one day because I'm so curious.
Not tonight. That's not what's happening tonight.
Like you said, you know, that air fryer is pretty popular, but I want to know.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that is the convection setting, convection roast.
Alrighty, so 20 minutes.
Okay.
This will be in the oven for about 20 minutes.
Haha. We remember that Elizabeth shared with us before that her dad thought that cooking was a science and he loved to cook.
Yeah.
And we've had that debate about whether. Yeah.
Thing for sure. Alrighty, so I am going to get started on the green sauce. This is the first time that I am actually making this green sauce, so I am amazingly excited to try this sauce that is, to quote Ava, this is so good I want to bathe in it.
Best quote ever.
Best quote ever. So I am really excited to try this green sauce. I already have some of my ingredients. Actually, you know what? Let's do this first. I think some of you have already done it, but let's go ahead and slice our peppers and our cabbage, because I want to have all of this ready so that when the green sauce is ready, all that. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So
go for it.
So I have these little baby peppers today. I love these.
Aren't they cute?
Baby peppers.
I love those too. I have the same ones.
Yeah,
they're super sweet.
I mean, we did a demo on chopping peppers last week, and it doesn't quite work the same with this pepper, but you know, I actually appreciate that this pepper doesn't have as many seeds, but I kind of followed the same concept. I cut off the top and then I just cut around it so that I was cutting around. and then I took this out. I'm laughing because last week I looked at the chat and I believe it was Ava, when I was mentioning that you could cut a garlic in a similar way to an onion, she was like, this is very tedious. And this makes me think of that as well, because it's just a little tiny pepper. And so using that technique might be a little tedious, but that's
Y'all are hilarious in the chat. I want to share what's in the chat right now, in fact, or what was there earlier. So somebody was asking whether or not canola can be a substitute for the oil or olive. What oil are you using today, Fiona?
Avocado oil. So we use avocado oil, right? That's a high heat oil.
Exactly. So Shauna was asking, can canola or olive oil be used as a substitute? And Amani was sharing that WorkWell says to use olive oil because what is canola? We don't know what it is. I love that because all oil should come from a vegetable, right? Or a seed. And canola is nothing in nature. So we don't use canola in our kitchens, and WorkWell doesn't use it either, apparently. But again, because we're roasting, we don't want to use olive oil here. We want to use an oil that can tolerate high temperatures. So coconut oil might be able to do it. Grapeseed oil is another good one. What oil do you happen to have at home, Shauna? Maybe we can help you find a different substitute. Sometimes adding butter to the olive oil can do it if you've got whole butter at home.
I do that. I do that all the
right?
time. I also think it tastes amazing.
It tastes amazing. I love olive oil and butter. So I would do that and put your temperature at like 375 or lower. Don't go above 400 if you are using olive oil, because it will start to break down.
If anyone wants to buy coconut oil, Kirkland has this big thing.
What happened? Oh, Kirkland.
Coconut oil. Costco Kirkland brand.
Nice big jar.
Thank you, Esther.
So I use this for my Indian cooking because we always put the oil first, high heat. So we don't use canola and olive oil.
Yeah. And so Esther, is your coconut oil refined or unrefined?
Yeah, what does it say on there?
Unrefined, cold pressed, organic virgin.
Great.
There you go.
So sometimes you'll see refined coconut oil, and the one thing to note is that unrefined coconut oil is less processed, and because it's less processed, like the one that Esther has, the coconut flavor will be much more present, and the smell will be much more present than refined coconut oil. So, also could be that some of the nutrients are not as present in the refined coconut oil as well. So just keep that in mind. If you don't like the flavor of coconut, but you want a high heat oil that is not canola oil or not avocado oil, you could potentially choose refined coconut oil. Even though we always promote foods that are less processed, it is an option, right?
Yeah. Ooh, Rama mentions that mustard oil is a thing. I've never heard of mustard oil.
I've never had that.
Me either.
So folks, let's check in. I am just doing some additional prep. I want to give those of you who haven't had a chance to cut things up yet a chance to cut, but otherwise we'll move forward to the sauce. I'm just getting jalapenos ready.
How big are you cutting those pieces, Fiona? Can you show the piece on the camera? How big are you cutting the pieces?
So I would say that you should cut this big enough to what your blender can accommodate. I'm doing a rough chop.
Yeah.
But I have a pretty powerful blender.
Exactly. She's got
I could put a shoe in there and it will blend.
She could exactly. It would blend it out just fine.
Those of you who own the Vitamix, I'm sure you can relate. So it's an investment, but it's an investment that I'm really glad that I made. It's a great tool. Not that, and we're not promoting Vitamix or anything like that, but it's just one of the tools that I like to have in my kitchen. Alrighty, so I have my jalapenos diced. I'm gonna pull out my what is this called?
The blender.
Here, the container, my blender container. And I already have my 1/4 cup of yogurt. I have half a cup of mayonnaise in here. I have 2 tablespoons of oil.
And you kept it in the fridge because your kitchen is hot and you wanted to make sure that the mayonnaise didn't go bad. Smart girl. And the yogurt. Look at you.
So now I'm gonna look at my little handy dandy measurement. And I'm gonna add a tablespoon.
Somebody Elizabeth was asking, where did you buy your cute little gadget?
I probably got it at like Bed Bath & Beyond or Amazon or someplace like that. Target, any place that has this type of stuff, you can get it.
Kitchen gadgets.
Okay, so that's my tablespoon of, I'm supposed to add all of it because it's a full lime, and a full lime will give you about 2 tablespoons.
Cool.
Got my sea salt and my black pepper.
Yum.
My garlic. Let me get my cloves of garlic out here.
Cynthia has a raised hand. Cynthia.
Thank you.
What's happening?
I just realized I don't have the 1 cup packed fresh cilantro leaves. Can I add spinach instead? Or
I wouldn't do that.
I just have dried cilantro. Is that okay?
For the dried cilantro, I would add about a tablespoon or maybe 2 dried cilantro. You don't need as much of the dry that you do the fresh because it's not. And just know that this is what also adds to the flavor of the the sauce. So add in a tablespoon, taste it after you've blended it, see how it tastes to you. If you want more punch, you might want to add a little bit more of the cilantro, a little bit more of the lime, because the flavor will come from the cilantro and the lime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But don't add spinach to make it green.
Yeah, no, don't worry about that. The spinach won't give you the flavor that you want. You're welcome. Do you happen to have any other herbs in the house? Fresh herbs?
Yeah, parsley or anything?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Take a look. Because I've also done a dip like this with parsley, with mint and yogurt. You can really play here.
Yeah,
just fresh basil. Basil could be really cool. Do that. Add the basil. Yeah.
And the cilantro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Cynthia, add a little bit and taste as you go.
Okay.
Yeah, taste as you go. We're experimenting here, Cynthia. We have no idea. But we think it'll be delicious. So taste as we go. And Simone says that if we use an air fryer, how many minutes is she putting the cauliflower and chickpeas in? Again, I don't use an air fryer, so I'm not sure of the timing with that. Anybody on the line can tell us about your experience with using air fryers? How long do you need? Who knows? We want to hear from you. Who's that? Who's that? I can't see you.
It's Mona. I use the air fryer a lot.
Okay.
So I kind of like put it like, if I use, say, 25 minutes in the regular oven, I probably would like put 15 and then kind of like test it first. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah.
So every 15 minutes, kind of take a look and see how it's doing.
Pull it out, yeah. Because the other day, what did I make? I made squash in there. But I made it, put it 15 minutes, came out delicious.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Annie. And Mona is also using sweet potatoes instead of cauliflower for her taco. That's going to be yum.
So
I'm
going
excited.
back to that, I also wanted to remind you to stir your, whatever it is that you have in the oven, your chickpeas and cauliflower or sweet potatoes, whatever it is, make sure you're stirring it. I'm going to do that.
I'm going to use the oven. Okay.
Cool. Right. Thanks, Mona.
You're welcome.
Great tips.
Wait, let's go back. Okay.
I'll so you can see where it is right now. Karen, if you want to spotlight
the other one.
Oh, okay. By the way, you know what? I don't know if I've mentioned this, but chickpeas is one of my favorite foods in the world to eat. And
I love it too.
Roasted chickpeas as a snack is so amazing. Like you get the protein, you get the fiber, and you can make it sweet or you can make it savory. So if you haven't tried roasted chickpeas, you gotta do it. Like,
do it. So good.
All right, so starting to really brown very nicely. Put this back in. Yeah, I have about 8 minutes left on my timer, but I'll see how it's doing, and if I feel like it needs a little longer, I'll put it back in. You do the thing because ovens are different, right? Because we said about 20 to 25 minutes, but every oven is different. So just make sure that you're paying attention to it and that it gets to the texture, which is a nice crisp.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, where are we? Any questions? Are we all rocking and rolling? I feel like you all are pros now, those of you who are cooking with us.
I know, right?
I'm catching up to you all.
I'm telling you. I love all the swap-ins that they're doing, making up their own thing. Yeah. Rama said that she's going to, what'd you say, Rama, that I read? Oh, then I gotta go back and find it. Come off mute and talk to us if I lose it. What did you just say that you're gonna do? Rama said, I'm going to skip the mayo. So you're just using straight yogurt, Rama, for your dip? Yeah. You're nodding. I got that.
We were asking about that during the last one. So I'm glad that you're trying that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're only using yogurt, is it just 1 cup of yogurt? Or 3/4 cup?
So it's supposed to be 1/2 cup of mayo and 1/4 cup of plain Greek yogurt. So Karen, would you say just sub 1 to 1?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, just replace the mayonnaise with yogurt. And again, if you need something to make it a little thicker, because we're worried that the mayonnaise would add a thicker consistency that the yogurt doesn't have, we talked about putting in beans to add thickness, adding some chickpeas to it maybe, or adding more herbs. So yeah, you could play around with it.
Okay.
I'm going to put myself on mute because as much as I love my blender, it sounds like a crew of like a gang of people on a motorcycle going by when I turn it on. So I'm going to put myself on mute just for a moment to get this blended, and then I will be.
Yay. I'll talk to y'all. So excited. Come off mute if you all want to say anything while Fiona's blending. Now's a good time to talk.
So you think if I put the ingredients in my NutriBullet, I will get the same effect?
Who's that talking to me?
Mona.
Hey, Mona. How big is your NutriBullet? If everything will fit in, I don't see why not.
So
I know the NutriBullet isn't as powerful as a blender, so I would, yes, you've got enough space in there. The only thing I would do, honey, is help it along by cutting up the garlic Yeah, help it along with some liquid, and also cut up your garlic a little bit more than Fiona's doing, and cut up your jalapeno peppers as well. A little
So
bit
I
more.
didn't buy it. So wait, the
What?
red pepper.
What?
Wait, let me see what's going on here. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, I didn't buy the jalapenos.
Oh yeah, it's a jalapeno. Oh, you gotta go bake it. Okay, have the cauliflower as it is now. It's still gonna have a nice little glaze on it with the chipotle. If you want to add a little bit of maple syrup to it, make a little sweet situation going on, but you'll be fine now. But do yourself a favor, trust, and go buy yourself some jalapeno one day and make this sauce. It makes all the difference.
Yeah, it's really
Jesus Louise.
Yay!
Okay.
Did you hear what Fiona said?
Oh,
It looks
Fiona
beautiful.
tasted it. Go Fiona. Talk to us.
So I think that mine is too watery though.
Mine too.
Okay.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I didn't add the oil yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't add the oil yet. I was gonna ask that question. Can I skip the oil if it's very watery?
Yeah.
What do you
I
think,
didn't add
Karen?
the oil. I
I
did
know
not.
the oil. I think the oil might bind it more together. I wouldn't. The oil won't affect the liquidiness of it. It'll still be liquidy.
But the flavor is outrageous. The flavor
Really
is
good,
outrageous.
yeah.
I didn't add the basil.
Maybe
Oh,
add
that's
more
really
mayonnaise.
good. You know what? Maybe I'll
and
add
that's
some
right. She did it with
basil too.
Ooh, add whatever herbs you like, y'all.
Because I'm still tasting too much of the mayonnaise in mine. So I'm going to add some more cilantro, as Karen says.
Because that's how you say cilantro.
Cauliflower and chickpeas appear dry. Is that normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want it to be dry so that it can have that nice crisp to it.
And what will happen to the peppers now? Will they get soft?
They won't. So I have about 3 more minutes for mine. Then I'm going to take it out and then we'll put the peppers and we'll mix them in and put it back.
Right. So the peppers shouldn't be in the oven just now, right? Or are they? Are your peppers in the oven, Fiona?
Okay. Just mixing them on top of the stove.
Yeah, we're
exactly.
doing
Okay, cool.
Chickpeas and the cauliflower for about 20 minutes. Then we take it out, we add the peppers, put it back in for another 15 minutes so that those flavors can melt.
Very cool.
Okay,
yeah.
I am going to reblend.
Mama says if you have mint, you could add mint to your yogurt mayonnaise dip thing too. So I said, yeah, it would. You're absolutely right.
All right, folks, I'm going to mute myself again just so that
I was in the same situation as Fiona. I have the NutriBullet and I didn't get jalapeno peppers though on purpose. I'm like,
because you don't like jalapeno? Who's that talking?
I don't like spicy, like too spicy, like burns my mouth. And I'm like, I feel like I'm drinking a gallon of water. So even last week's recipe with the chili, I was like, let me leave out the jalapeno. Good.
Got it. I wonder how it would taste with bell peppers. Do you like bell peppers?
Yeah, I like bell peppers.
Do you have any in the house?
Yeah, because it's part of the recipe.
Right. So try putting those in your NutriBullet.
Wait, so I missed that. I heard that you said you were in
these peppers in the NutriBullet.
Yeah, Jeanette said that she doesn't have any jalapenos, and she doesn't really like jalapenos, so she won't be getting any jalapenos. And I suggested, since she likes bell pepper, try putting those in the NutriBullet. So you too, Mona, or was it Kenya, whoever it was who said that hi, Mona. If you happen to have bell peppers, because bell peppers is in the recipe, put bell peppers in the blender and see what happens.
Okay.
But you still have cilantro or some other herb, mint, basil. Herb, mayonnaise, and yogurt.
I have a lot of dry herbs, dry stuff, basil, all that stuff is dry though.
Try do you have anything that's fresh at all? Any herbs that
I
are
have
fresh?
mint leaves that's fresh, and I have scallions that's fresh. That's
do mint leaves and scallions, please. Do that.
Mint leaves and scallions.
Yeah. Okay. And then if you taste it, and if you still want a little more flavor, then think about what dried herbs you might add to it.
Yeah.
Let's start with
I
that.
have a question for Ava or anyone else who's using a Vitamix, because I'm curious to know if I just maybe blended it too much or too high. That so is anybody else using a Vitamix or just a very powerful blender? It doesn't have to be a Vitamix. Just
true.
Anything that's really
a good
powerful.
point.
I'm curious.
That's a good point. I think, yeah. Your blender might have been too powerful.
Yes, maybe I shouldn't have blended all the way at the highest. Anybody got some tips for me?
Mine is also watery, but I don't have a Vitamix, but I have like a good blender. But it said in the recipe that after it sits, it will thicken or something like that.
That's true. That's true too. Put it back in the fridge. It'll thicken a little. And if you want, you can add a little bit more mayonnaise to it if you have some more.
Tell Mom what you want for dinner.
But yes, if you put it back in the fridge, it will thicken. You're absolutely right.
The flavor, I don't want to add more mayo because I do like the flavor of it.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh yeah, it's delicious. It's definitely delicious.
Yay. Is it you'd want to bathe in it delicious though?
I did not put the basil.
Okay. No, I said, is it? Would you want to bathe? Would you want to bathe in it? Was the question.
Oh, would I want to bathe?
Ava, would you want to bathe in it? That's the measurement now.
I want to eat it. That's what I want to eat it.
Me and Ava want to bathe in it. If you don't want to eat it, it's fine.
I don't want to waste it by bathing in it. I want to put it in my mouth.
I have a question about this sauce.
Okay. Yes.
Does the blender or Vitamix or Imani? Hi.
Hi, Imani.
Hi. Are there different settings on it? I feel like blenders have different settings, so it either comes out like pureed or more liquidy. Maybe one of the less liquid settings would help.
Yeah, that's if you have the really fancy Vitamix. I have the one with the numbers, so I go from 1 to 10. So yeah, maybe I went to 10, which might have been too high.
Oh, so, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dip it.
Okay, I'm gonna take my chickpeas out. If you have
check it out. As you're doing that, I'm gonna talk in the chat with people. Rama says she also adds like ginger to a green sauce along with the garlic. Yes. Thank you for that, Rama. I love adding ginger to all sorts of things. Please do that.
Trying to have a nice crunch. I love that.
Yeah. Yay. Heidi says another thing to liquid the yogurt, if I'm putting it in the fridge doesn't do it for you, you could add the liquid from the beans. If you have a low sodium or no salt can of beans, the liquid is a great thickening agent. That's so true. Everybody's saying, yeah, add mint leaves. Mint leaves are always a good idea. Mint leaves. And what do you use in place of chickpeas? And she was asking that to Lori. But I don't know when Lori mentioned using. Well, what I can tell you is in place of chickpeas.
Any other white bean?
That's what I was thinking, like a northern bean.
Yeah.
I don't know that it would like do the whole crispy thing like a chickpea will do, but it will still give you, another texture to add to the cauliflower. Black beans even would be good with this. I've done cauliflower and black beans. So yeah.
So folks, I just wanted you to see my my sheet pan here. I added my these are not onions, they're peppers.
What are they?
I probably didn't use as many, but I added my peppers, mixed it around.
Oh wow.
Put it back into the oven.
Ooh. Did you see how pretty that was, y'all? Nice.
So as cute as these things are, they do take a little longer to cut than a regular bell pepper. I said, okay, we got enough. We can move forward.
Okay.
Fiona?
Bye-bye.
Fiona?
Yeah.
Did you put anything on those peppers that you put in the oven with the cauliflower? No.
I didn't know because when we get done and we add the sauce to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So all she did was mix it up with the cauliflower and everything so that it gets seasoned.
Yep.
All the other things that are there.
Alrighty, so this is a great time to continue, chopping, and this is also a great time to go over some knife skills, right?
Cool.
Here is our cabbage. I'm lost for words.
What's happening?
So here's our cabbage.
Fiona, can you move the pretty green sauce over to the side so that we could see more of your cutting board?
Yes.
Thank you, darling.
So here's our cabbage. This is a really cool thing to practice knife skills on.
Yeah.
So as always, who wants to do this with me? Actually, last week Lori volunteered to show her skills. Does anybody want to work with me? Just showing how you hold your knife and how you. I have a habit of doing this as I'm talking, so I'm gonna put my knife down. Anybody want to show off your knife skills this week?
Where are you people at?
All good.
Okay.
Okay, so you're holding your knife first with your thumb and your index finger on the blade, then you're gonna wrap the other fingers around the handle, because this is how you get the most control as you're cutting. And this is compared to holding it here, because a lot of people will hold the knife just on the handle, but you actually need to hold the blade to give you optimum control. And then whatever you're cutting, you want to make sure that it's on a flat surface. So if I had it this way and I didn't have this flat surface, I would just cut a little bit off of the top so that I could then have a flat surface. So you can always do that.
Right.
So I'm also using a claw, and I'm going to cut down into my cabbage. And I'm just cutting a little piece just to review knife skills as you all are maybe chopping or just waiting for things. So you want to use a rocking motion with your knife, and your knife never actually needs to leave your cutting board. So we're going here, rocking, back through. And then as you feel comfortable with the technique, you pick up your speed with it, right? So then you gather it back together. And then you just come through and do the same thing in order to create your dice. And then if you want to keep making it smaller, you hold your knife here and you just go through. Start on one end and work your way to the other end.
Beautiful.
And sometimes pieces may fly, and that's okay. You just bring them back.
There you go.
So I actually really enjoy prepping foods once I learned how to do it. We've talked about this in our other classes, where for some of us, it's meditative to actually be in the kitchen, chopping, listening to some music, sipping on some wine. That's my favorite Sunday, to just be in the kitchen, meal prepping, doing this kind of stuff as I'm enjoying my favorite cocktail and my favorite music. So cooking should not, I don't want to say should. We encourage you to enjoy the cooking experience. It's nourishing. You're taking care of yourself. You can be creative if you want to be. For some people, we understand that it's a science and you want to follow a recipe to a T. But we do encourage you to just play a little bit more. We don't have enough time to play. And so this is one of the times that you really can play, is in the kitchen. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, you don't want to set your place on fire, but just in terms of what's the worst?
Short of that, what's the worst that can happen? I agree with you, Fiona. And also, as adults, what are the ways that we get to play, right? This is one of the places that we do get to play.
What does this look,
all
Fiona?
to think about other ways to play.
That looks great.
Where are you? I want to come and see you.
So
Marissa,
the
if I don't get to her,
we need to work on is warming up our tortillas. And then I know that we have a poll that we have been putting into the chat every week about an hour into class. So in a few moments, we will be launching a poll. If you could just let us know how we're doing. Our goal is always to just keep getting better and better. So if you can just respond to that poll to let us know how you're enjoying the class, we'd really appreciate that. Alrighty, so we did our little knife skills demo. Let's move on and get our tortillas ready.
Really quickly, Fiona, before you move on, have you ever seen them use a vegetable peeler on a cabbage? Because Simone says she saw that on YouTube. Simone, do you want to tell us more about that? About how you use the vegetable peeler on a cabbage? What's the technique exactly? If you know. If not, it might probably be that you just fold the cabbage and you take the wide peeler and go to town. But if you have more and you want to share, please come off mute and talk to us.
Yeah.
And Mama says that she asked if she can use the broccoli instead of cauliflower.
Sure.
You
can use whatever you want to use. Honestly.
Play.
I'm just playing this and go down. Okay, hold it down.
So I'm just going to finish chopping my cabbage, and then let's move on to warming up our tortillas. When we've actually done homemade tortillas as well, which are really, really great and actually super easy. Have any of you done homemade tortillas, corn tortillas? It's like 2 ingredients. Masa flour and water. You can add a little salt. Some people add a little flour just to make it a little more pliable, but it's so easy to make. So yeah. Chickpeas and red pepper.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start warming up my tortillas.
Go for it.
How are other folks doing? Do you have any questions about the
Yeah.
recipe or just the process? Where are you?
Ava's giving us thumbs up. Can we come see where you are, Ava? We haven't been in anybody's kitchen. She says, come on over. We're coming. What you got? Show us, show us, show us. So cute.
Okay. Let me
Wait,
come
what
over.
did your apron say? with the pretty lips? What you advertising? Ava, a culinary artist. Ooh la la. I love it. Yes, indeed. Go ahead. Aprons don't lie.
Okay,
like
so
that.
I made
Ooh.
I did the fajita peppers on the stove.
Ooh. With onions?
Yellow bell peppers. I did onions and I sliced 1 or 2 jalapenos.
Awesome.
I put that in there. Some I used this seasoning.
What's that? Ooh, mango habanero. See, that's somebody who likes spice, y'all. If you do not can't handle the heat, stay away from the habanero. You don't want no parts of this. But it's really good.
And tonight I'm doing sweet potatoes tonight.
Oh, you're doing sweet potatoes too. Yum.
Yeah.
So you roasted those?
I roasted them with a mix of this Trader Joe's chili lime seasoning.
Perfect.
And this one, everything but the elote.
Ooh, with salt, chili pepper, cheese, chipotle, and cumin. Yum. Elote is
really
so good.
So I put that together with some salt.
Mexican seasoning blend, y'all. For y'all that don't know.
And then I was, as you guys were talking, I was eating these plantain chips with the green sauce.
Also with the chili lime. Yes, because that is the key. When we talk about like enjoying the process of cooking, y'all, we recognize that sometimes we're hungry, right? We're cooking to feed ourselves. And the thing is, when you're hungry, no part of cooking will be enjoyable to you. And that's facts. So what we encourage you to do is snack, find something to eat, feed yourself, nourish yourself some way, somehow, and get in the kitchen and cook. So it's really important.
What elote was. It's a corn. It's a kind of Peruvian corn, I think.
Yeah.
Elote. So that seasoning usually goes on like a street corn.
Yeah, it's a street dish in Mexico.
With the white sauce. So that seasoning is everything but the corn, basically.
I love it.
And we say that every week as well, that this is about sharing, because we're not here as the experts. We're here, at least I always say, we're here to facilitate, because we know that all of you are coming with some kind of wisdom.
Yeah.
And so we're here to just help everybody share and also learn together. Karen and I walk away with tips as well.
I'm telling you.
Classes. So it's really beautiful.
We love this.
So where are we? And so one of the things that I love, as I mentioned earlier, are recipes that are easy. So even though there were lots of different components to this, we've been at this for an hour and I'm ready to put my tacos together. How are you all doing?
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, how are you all doing? I just warmed up my tortillas, so I have them in this towel, keeping nice and warm. I have my, again, I would really rather have more peppers in here. I just got a little lazy, so I was cutting. So
that's your cauliflower and your chickpeas?
That's my cauliflower, my chickpeas, and my peppers.
Fiona?
Yes.
How did you warm up your tacos so soon? What did you do?
Oh, I was just about to ask that question.
Yeah, it was like miracle.
Oh, she just had the packet and now she says it's warmed up. What did you do?
I was like, I didn't even see how you warmed them up.
Me either. I thought I missed something.
So my other camera over here, I've got just a grill pan, just a cast iron grill pan, and I just sat my My taco.
Look at that. Ta-da.
The perfect pan. But
Look
yeah,
at
whatever
that.
skillet you have, just put it on there for a couple minutes on each side. Let it warm and brown.
Yeah, no oil needed, no butter. Just put it in a dry pan.
Yeah.
You'll be good to go. I've also seen it done on a gas stove where you watch it and you hold it over a gas stove very gently over low heat, and you just like turn it, you let it get nice and, you know, dark in spots, and then you turn it. That was how I first learned to heat up tortillas.
Yeah, just be careful with that method.
Be very careful with that one. We don't tend
Safety
to do that
first, always. I say that in fitness, I say that in safety first.
We don't want you burning down anything.
Yeah. So where are we? Is anybody else ready to put your tacos together?
Yay.
Wait, I have a question. Fiona, how much of the red cabbage should we be using? Not the whole head.
Oh, no, definitely not. I used such a small piece and I got this much from maybe, it was probably less than a quarter.
Less than half. Less than a quarter.
Okay.
Can
you, sorry. What did you
Because all
do?
you're doing is putting a little pieces of the cabbage inside your taco shell to add additional texture and crunch.
No. What did you do with the other jalapenos? The other jalapenos, there were two times that you had to use jalapenos, right?
Esther, have you done your green sauce yet? So we put some jalapenos in the green sauce, and then I minced mine, but you can dice or slice. The other one to put as a topping over the chickpea and cauliflower.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions?
Mona wants to know, how about using sour cream instead of mayonnaise?
Karen has a thought on that.
I do. I actually have eliminated sour cream from my diet. I used to have it in my diet, but after reading the ingredients on a particular brand that I used to have all the time, I realized it was a bunch of non-foods, nothing I had in my kitchen cabinets, and I discovered that I can make yogurt taste like sour cream when I add different things to it, add some onions, add some garlic, add a little bit of salt and pepper, and I don't miss sour cream. And mayonnaise, however, is I look at the ingredients in mayonnaise and it's eggs and it's other, I recognize the ingredients in mayonnaise. So as long as I'm buying like a good quality whole mayonnaise, I feel good about that product. But I think of sour cream as a fake food, so I don't use it for that reason. So those are my thoughts. Ta-da.
Well, I didn't have lunch today, so I am just
eating and grazing and watching you.
Yeah, I'm just dipping my pieces.
Yeah. We better hurry. You're gonna eat the ingredients before we make the taco.
Exactly. It's so good.
We gotta hurry.
Do it.
Anybody ready to assemble your taco?
Can we check in on you?
Yeah.
Mona or Kenya or anybody else is cooking with us?
Yeah, I'm behind, but you guys can go ahead. Because you saw I had just got to the house when you started.
No worries.
Yeah, my the peppers are still cooking. So
okay.
Are there any
peppers are still cooking?
I have a question. After we added the peppers to the cauliflower stuff, you said to keep it for another 10 minutes?
About another 10 to 15 minutes. Yep.
Okay. How would we know whether 10 or 15? How would we know? What should make you decide 10 or 15?
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
You want it to be tender still. You want everything to meld, but you don't want the texture, the peppers to lose its consistency. You don't want it to get too soft. And actually it's your preference, however you like your peppers to be. Because I like the peppers to still have a bite to it,
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because I like my peppers also to still have a crunch. Yeah. So I didn't leave it in for that long. I probably didn't even leave it in for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Because I really like my peppers to have a crunch.
Okay. I just have 1 minute more in the peppers in the oven, and husband is warming up the tacos. So I'm trying to keep up with the class. So we have 3 tacos. We have 3 tacos warmed up, and the 1 minute on the oven thing.
Nice.
Cool.
So how spicy is yours? Because mine has such a nice kick. I like spicy, so I'm appreciating the kick. How about you all?
And those who aren't cooking with us today, what are you thinking about the recipe so far? Is this something you'd want to make? Is this something you'd try?
Yeah, H, you have been really quiet tonight.
H.
What are you thinking about this recipe?
I just left for a second. I'm listening in, I'm tuning in. I made the last dish. It came out okay, but I'm happy if it's decent. It's food, so I'm not too finicky. And if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be making much. So I appreciate all that you're doing. And if I even get one little tip, it means a lot to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So one other thing though, I heard the question earlier about the frozen cauliflower. I missed the answer.
Yeah, I saw. Go ahead.
Yeah. Should we not use the frozen?
I know you were worried about with the frozen, it could get soggy in the oven because of all the ice or whatever. That's a good point. I think it's possible to use it if you have it at a high temp. And so we encourage, as a matter of fact, who was it that was using the frozen cauliflower? Can you let us know how it's going with you? I lost her. Who is that?
Yeah, it's probably not as good. I'm assuming it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it might have gotten low.
Yeah, but the last one was good. The chili, it was a lot of it too. So
it was a lot. It really.
Yeah, I had 2 meals out of it, and I froze the rest. So
awesome.
Yeah,
and I made organic brown rice with it, like it mixed in nicely. Yeah.
Did you change anything in the recipe, H?
There was, let's see, the green veggie that was in there. What is it? I forgot. What was the? Because in the market it didn't look too good. I had to leave that out. When they weren't too healthy, that vegetable, so I had to leave that out. But I used everything else pretty much, and it came out pretty good.
How did you adjust the spices? Did you add the chili?
I'm a little bit lighter on the spice. I don't like things too spicy. I could always add it back, so I'd rather be safe than sorry. Yeah. I used the chili powder in that one instead of I didn't have 1 or 2 of the powders on the list, but overall it looked beautiful in the pan with the peppers and everything.
Great. I think that this week's recipe is similar in that, what I was thinking actually as I was prepping for this that I wanted to mention. You may notice that we include beans in so many, or some kind of legume or something in so many of our recipes. Yeah. And it's because they add protein. So since that's one of the reasons anyway. They also add fiber, they add lots of things.
And they're delicious.
And they're really delicious, yes. Of course, that's a given. But that's one way to add protein to your diet. If you are not eating meat, you have to you have to take a comprehensive look at your diet, of course, but just know that beans, they do pack protein into your diet. So it really does help when you're trying to be plant-based to have some kind of legumes or beans every day, multiple times.
And they digest easily in your system. It goes through the intestine, the meat. I eat animal protein, but I want to shift more to the less animal protein. I think, it's a personal thing. I respect the vegetarians totally, but I think we need a little bit of the animal protein, a little bit. But I think as a society, we eat way too much of it. And it sits in your intestine for a very long time. It causes a lot of health problems, I think.
Yeah, and so we're not opposed to eating meat at all, but when you want to have more plant-forward recipes, definitely include some beans. That helps.
Yeah. And we recognize everybody's body is different. Some people respond to animal protein better than others, and in fact, everybody beautifully fed food. There are 8 of us women, and only one of us is straight up vegan. The other, the 7 of us do eat meat on occasion. We just don't eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So yeah, just so you know. But we make sure, or we lift up and celebrate the fact that everybody is honoring, what their body needs and when their body needs it. So continue to do that, y'all.
So I want to show you all. I did put I'm going to go to this camera over here.
Ooh. Wait. I gotta find it. There it is.
Let's see.
Okay. Ooh, la la. Look at all the plating you did there. Artistry.
I am ready to dig in. Who else is ready to dig in?
I think Ava said she was ready. Where are you at, Ava? Hold on. You still ready, Ava?
Maybe
Yeah.
you can spotlight both Ava and me.
And you?
And we can
Okay.
get it together.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
By the way,
Ava, get it.
be willing to eat tacos on camera.
Look at that. You put more cilantro on top. What other greens do you have there? And yeah, you can see the brown spots on her tortilla, y'all. She did her tortilla on the stove top, with over the gas flame, and you could tell the charred spots there. Really pretty. Ew, and your green sauce is super vibrant. Look at that.
Thank you.
What did you put in your green sauce again? Mint?
I put a little mayo, sour cream, the garlic, jalapeno, lime juice, salt, and oil.
Yum. Cool. You ready to take a bite?
Yes. And
You
on
guys
top,
already
I
eating.
put some spring mix because I'm not a big cabbage fan, and I can't find like a tiny cabbage that I can just use some.
See, do what works, people. Take a bite.
All right.
I love watching people eat.
Yeah, Ava, that looks great. I was just about to say my sauce it didn't come out as green as that either.
Maybe add some more herbs to that. All right.
Yeah, I used all my cilantro.
I love it. Ooh, Fiona's doing a move. Yeah, it's doing it for you. Ava's dancing. Yes. That's how you know people. Your body doesn't lie. More sauce. I gotta go make this sauce.
And it did thicken up just a bit after leaving it sitting out. So yeah.
Yeah, see? You didn't even put it in the refrigerator. You just left it on the countertop and it started to thicken. Nice.
Who else is ready to take a bite?
Wait, Ava's got words. Ava, I think, needs to say something. What's happening over there?
Green sauce is stupid. Oh my goodness.
Every time. It's so good. I'm telling you. You can put it on anything. I would eat my fingers if it was lathered in green sauce. Like, seriously. So yum. Esther, what about you? What's happening in your kitchen? Can we come over?
Yeah, Esther's ready.
Please, I'm ready.
Show us.
Sure, Joe.
Hold mine's not finished.
Hold
Yeah,
yours.
it's yours, Joe.
Hold it.
Mine's not finished.
My son is trying to add more stuff, but this one
Ooh la
second. Let me put
la.
the camera down.
Yeah, put the camera down a little bit better.
Oh, 1 second. Where is?
Ooh, there we go. Nice.
We didn't add too much of the green sauce because we don't know how much kick it has.
Okay, cool. You haven't tasted it yet. You didn't taste it by itself, the green sauce?
Why?
Now you did. What do you think?
I'm just not sure whether I can handle too much of it. First, I'll try little, and then I'll know for the next one whether to add more.
Is jalapeno in your green sauce? Is that why?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. He said yes. Take a bite, Esther. We want to see. Joey, have you tasted it yet? We want you to taste it too, Joey. He's watching his mom.
Now, Esther, I remember that you're a curry eater. So your palate enjoys spicy, right? Is it, it's just a different type?
Joey said, I heard that, Joey. Joey likes it.
Joey,
it's good.
Yeah?
Joey loves tacos.
Me too. It's my favorite food. Absolutely, hands down.
How do you
what do you think,
Esther?
Yeah, what do you think, Esther? Is it doing it for you?
What do I make?
No, do you like it? What do you think?
I love it. I like to make, I like to make different cuisines because though mine is good, you like a change from what you know. But at the same time, I want, I don't like a friend the other day.
Delicious.
A friend the other day gave me some food to be kind. And I'm like, oh my goodness, no, my.
Yo, the facts. Esther will tell you the truth about food. She's been I didn't tell her friend. You didn't tell her, but I mean, you tell us. And so thank you for sharing with us.
She was kind to give me, but the thing is, I realized that I like much more flavor in my food, but some people are used to having very bland food, you know, but
and Esther has told us when our food is bland, she'll tell us like, no, this isn't doing it for me. Like something is missing, and we will have to.
I've told that story so many times, Esther, that during one of our classes, you said, yeah, this isn't doing it for me. And so you added whatever you needed until it did for you, which is perfect.
Yeah, man. Cool. Awesome. Bye, Esther. Thanks for that. Anybody else want to share?
Yeah.
Did Cynthia come back? I'm looking for her. I don't think so. Oh, we lost.
I can show you something I made in the Instant Pot. This is my kind of food.
Show us.
How do I show? 1 second. I don't know where my camera is.
Yeah, let's spotlight Esther again.
I don't know how to. Yeah.
There we go. Ooh, what's in there?
This is chicken with onions and green peppers.
Ooh, yum. And you did that in an Instant Pot?
In the Instant Pot, yes.
Yum. I heard was that your husband in the background tasting the taco? He seems to enjoy it too. Yay, whole family.
It's very good.
Thank you
I
so
wanted
much.
to identify the dish. It's called chicken kadai.
Chicken kadai.
You might see it in an Indian restaurant.
I see. Yeah. What's the spices that are used in that?
Oh, there's a list of things that you grind, like coriander, cumin, fennel seeds, the whole spices you roast and grind. And then you separately add powders like chili powder, turmeric, and garam masala, you know, garam masala.
Yeah.
That.
We do.
Then you mix it all with the chicken, put it in the Instant Pot. First you dry roast the whole spices and grind them in like a coffee grinder.
Cool.
Then you do the ground spices, the powdered spices, and the chicken all together. But prior to starting all that, you first stir fry the onion and green pepper and take it out, and you add it back at the end.
Wow, does using the Instant Pot make the process simpler for you?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah?
I used to not cook Indian food that much because I love Indian food, but it was too time consuming. But with the Instant Pot, it's amazing.
Wow, good to know.
I am Aggie.
Thanks,
Can you tell me what is garam patala, that spice, what you told me? I'm sorry, I didn't pronounce it.
Garam masala. I'll type it in the chat.
Yeah, it's a very popular.
Garam masala is based on the Indian region, like in the south they make it differently.
Oh.
And so I have two versions.
Love it.
All right, folks, I am on my second taco.
Yeah, I saw her devour her first one, y'all. The plate was empty. She left it clean.
I am on my second taco here. Oh yeah, no problem at all. I want to know how other people are doing because I'm basically having dinner at this point. So
I'm saying.
how about you all?
Fiona, I have a question.
I'm about to have dinner.
There's a question?
Yes, with the tortillas, because now I'm up to heating them up. What did you put the temperature on? Like medium, low?
Yeah, I would put it on medium. Like
medium.
Low medium. So this is, I left this one on for a little long, if you see here. And it got a little too crispy. Are you seeing my camera here?
Hold on a second, Fiona.
No, we see your back. Oh.
Now they see it.
That's a corn chip.
Right, exactly. I now have a corn chip, like you said. So yeah, just don't leave it on for too long because then you'll have this, which you can also, since this sauce is good enough to bathe in.
Hello. Nothing is wasted, y'all, with this sauce. Nothing is wasted. So funny.
Okay. Yes, I got it on the skillet now. So I'll be eating with y'all soon.
My son is really enjoying because the peppers, you know, you can put like one green, one red, and one orange on each one, and then that gives you a nice set of colors.
Yeah, very
He's really
pretty.
enjoying.
Oh, I'd love to see the family all come together for the meal. Thanks for sharing your family with us, Esther.
Yeah, we love that.
This is awesome.
I like to inspire other people by this person.
I see.
Not many kids eat the variety that he eats.
Yeah, that is so cool.
That's awesome, Joey.
Definitely an inspiration.
Joey, what's your favorite meal?
your favorite meal?
To be honest with you.
What?
To be honest, what?
To be honest with you.
Oh, what did you say? I like tacos. I'm my favorite. One of my favorites is one that my mom makes.
Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go with the roti.
Rice and
that is my favorite too. I love that.
I love roti. Are you kidding me? Yes.
Roti canai is it?
Oh, he's talking about roti canai, which I don't make. Malaysian.
Actually, he
Oh,
said
it's a Malaysian dish.
Oh,
it's
Roti
okay.
canai. I wish I could know how to make that.
Do you make paratha roti, Esther?
No, I don't make any of those. I
Oh,
get
you don't
it
make
in the
any roti?
store. No, anything
want
that
to
involves kneading and all
like
those
that?
many
We
processes.
made that.
That's not
I'm a
for you.
one-pot person.
Peruvian green.
Put everything in one pot, that's me.
I love that too. I also love making roti.
Yeah.
It's good.
Fiona found like a really great roti dish that she's been meaning to share with me. We might have to bring it to a class one day so we can all make it. She insists that it's not that complicated because I've heard roti making is like a whole day process. I'm not about that life, but she said she found one, so we might do it together.
Hey, Joey.
Maybe we'll do it with Joey and you.
Do it in a class. The roti, do it in a class. I would love
And
that.
you'll come? That'd be so cool. We'll do it.
Oh, it's oil roti, like paratha roti.
Yum. Okay. Bye, Esther. Thank you. All righty. Is everybody else on their second taco or more?
Kenya, are you eating yet, Kenya? We're in your...
Ava's right. We want to see your food, Jeanette and Kenya. Y'all are hiding from us. Where are you at?
Jalapenos.
No, I'm sorry. It's just that I was behind. I'm not behind. I'm plating now.
Ooh, we want to come see where you at. Where you at?
Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm just getting the sauce out the fridge because I put it in the fridge while everything else was going. Okay. So let me flip my camera.
Cool.
That's amazing, Jeanette. You caught up really well.
I'm telling you, considering you were in the car when we started.
I know. And the whole thing is, while I was also cooking, I had to make a separate dinner for my daughter.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like I was telling you guys, she doesn't want to eat this stuff. But this is it. This is
I see the
without
cauliflower.
the sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to put
Wow, that looks good.
the sauce on. Here's the sauce.
Yum.
How thick did your sauce turn out, Jeanette?
It's not really thick at all. And you see, it's not as green as Ava's got, because I was like, oh, hers was really nicely green.
Yeah, it's really.
But
well,
yeah, but this is mine.
Mine isn't that green either.
Yeah,
but
yours is typically the color of mine and Fiona's. That's the color.
Yeah, it's not really thick. Like it's not like super watery, but it's not like thick.
But did you taste the sauce already? What do you think of the sauce?
Oh no, I haven't tasted it yet. Let me taste it. All right, I'm about to take a bite.
You guys are so good. I taste everything.
I'm telling you, I need to know what it's gonna taste like before it all comes together. Like I just need to know. How is it? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What's happening?
It's excellent. It tastes really, really good. Yes, and I love cauliflower and I love chickpeas, so I was excited to make this. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to have more than 2 tacos.
Right. Right.
And, you know, for those of you who do eat meat, I think this would be amazing on fish. I think.
Oh, the sauce.
Yeah,
oh my
on
gosh. Yeah. Marinate some lamb in that, some chicken, whatever, anything. I'm telling you, you could bathe in it. Anything will taste good. Just do it.
Next time we'll do our.
Elizabeth said Fiona is swimming in the sauce.
So this is Kenya.
Hey Kenya.
Hi. I sauteed the red cabbage for a little bit just because my kids won't eat it totally raw. So let me show you. This is the sauce. Hold on.
Okay.
That's the sauce.
Yum. Yes. Ooh, I like you got a marinating brush. Lovely. Okay.
That's the purple.
Ooh,
the red onion.
yum.
The red stick, and then that's the
Ooh, cauliflower and the peppers. That looks yum.
Chickpeas is in there somewhere. It's just hiding.
Yeah,
I had to do two cans, and then that's
it looks as though you went a little lighter on the seasonings, right? Because I remember your family doesn't like spicy.
No, right. I didn't add any pepper at all.
Not even in the jalapeno sauce?
No, I added chili,
Okay.
sauce. That's it.
Oh wow,
the chili
cool.
powder. Because if I added any every
taste?
time, it tastes good.
Yeah, yay. You had the cilantro?
Yes,
the
I added the
cilantro in it?
cilantro.
Okay, cool. And the lime.
It tastes really good. It's something they will eat because the other time that's too hot. No, that's too hot.
Yeah, that's too hot. Got it. I'm so excited. It looks beautiful. It looks really, really, really great. How are you feeling? Is your kitchen confidence stepping up? You look like a pro.
Usually, like I said, I do Southern meals. So this is different.
That's right. Right.
This is different. A lot of vegetables. My kids are going, are we vegetarian now? I said, no. No. We're just trying something healthy. So to see if, try to change your palate a little bit so you can get acclimated to eating different things.
Good.
But I did want to know, should I blend the cauliflower into the cabbage?
What do you, you need to put it on top.
You can just
garnish a little bit of, garnish it.
Like that? Should I put this in there?
You can put the tacos together. So you can get your taco, your tortilla, and then layer the cauliflower, cheese, roasted peppers, and then garnish with the cabbage.
So like this.
And then the sauce. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. By the way, the other answer is you can do it however you like it.
Exactly.
If you want to mix it, you can also mix it.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Totally fine. Thank you so much for cooking with us.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Thank you. We're doing dessert next week, so
I know.
Come back.
That's what my daughter said. She says, "I'll be there for that one."
Yay!
Nice.
And
my daughter just heard you say. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Who is that, and where are you? What's your name?
It's Jeanette again. My daughter
Jeanette.
just heard you say
dessert.
Fiona. So now she's looking. Now she wants to participate. She heard you say dessert.
Hello. Yay.
She's a person after my own heart. So
we'll get their attention one way or another. I love it.
So thank you so much for cooking with us. And I just want to point out as well, I have been eating this entire time. So we don't bring anything to you that we don't love ourselves. I have not been able to stop because like I said, I haven't had it today. And so I've been enjoying this. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. And we hope to see you next week.
Yes. Here's to being beautifully fed, everybody. We love y'all. Thanks for cooking with us.
Ladies.
Cheers.
Yes, thank you, ladies, for everything. See you next week.
See you.
See you next week.
See you next week.